Picture this. You wake up, and after you get out of bed, you look over to your nightstand and you see an envelope. You open up the envelope. In there contains a check for $4 million. And on the other side of the check contains a note saying that you can only purchase one car with this money. What car would you buy? Personally, I would. Wait, Lamborghini? No, 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 no. I wouldn't even think about Lamborghini. No, 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 no. I would be thinking about bigger things, bigger and badder things, like Koenigsegg's, like Pagani's, like Bugattis, maybe. Gosh, that joke was so cringe. Revealed in the last week or so was the 2025 Bugatti Tourbillon. You have to say it with a French accent or else it depreciates in value immediately. The Bugatti Tourbillon. Now, this is one of the first cars to introduce. It is a hybrid, first of all, so it is not electric. It's not fully electric, and it's not fully combustion engine, sadly, but not really sadly, actually, because if it was fully combustion, then it would only be making roughly 1,000 horsepower. But this is one of the first cars to actually be pushed out with the V16. Another example of a car with a V16 would be the Cadillac V16, which I haven't heard of until 5 seconds ago when I looked it up. And then another concept car that almost got pushed out that was originally supposed to have over 5,000 horsepower from factory was the DeVille 16. And I don't mean to make my channel about, car news, right? This is not the purpose of my channel. My channel serves the purpose to inform you guys on what I think and what hopefully you guys think to be important in this day and age. As I more formulate my niche, you guys, my audience, will come and go, and then eventually you will grow to, relate to my niche with me. You'll understand as I go along. When Bugatti makes a new car, it is a pretty big deal. The Bugatti Tourbillon is the first car to actually feature a powerful V16. Now, this only it is the only part of this car that is combustion, and I was worried that the next Bugatti, because of course they're going to make a new one, I was worried that it would be electric, because if you didn't know, Mate Rimac is the CEO of Bugatti, and Mate Rimac is responsible for the Rimac Nevera, which is one of, if not the fastest electric cars on the planet right now. It can go up to 174 miles per hour in reverse, which is absolutely insane. And I'm sure it has an impossibly fast 0 to 60 time, and its 0 to 60 time is just 1.74 seconds. Imagine being in a car that can go 0 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, let alone 1.7. That is absolutely insane. So the Bugatti Tourbillon will be releasing in 2025 or 2026. I've seen multiple different sites tell me different dates, but it has the V16. It has 3 electric motors from Rimac, which, again, the same company that made the Rimac Nevera. So Mate Rimac, you get the gist. And a top speed of 276 miles per hour. That is the one disappointing part about this car, is that the top speed was limited. Now, I was speaking with my dad yesterday about this car, and he brought up a very good point. He told me, why would anyone need a car with such a high top speed? Like, where are you going to bring this car? The desert? And I mean, he is absolutely right, because first of all, who's going to bring a Bugatti to the desert? No. You're going to be driving, you're going to get sand and the windshield and all that stuff. But regardless, the top speed being limited is, honestly kind of disappointing. It's not like I'm going to be driving this thing anyways, so we'll never know. We'll never know. But upon looking at the Tourbillon, you can kind of imagine what most car enthusiasts thought. Wow, this looks really similar to the Chiron, and you're absolutely right. So Bugatti's lineup, the big 3 of Bugatti is the Veyron, the Chiron, and the Tourbillon, right? So it's the first, the second, and the third. The younger brother, the middle child, and then the older brother, in my opinion. Mate Rimac being the CEO of Bugatti, and of course, Bugatti, with the powerhouse of a car manufacturer company that they are, wanted to keep the combustion engine alive, aside from, other smaller companies that we'll get into later, made the new Bugatti Tourbillon a hybrid engine, making 1,800 horsepower. Well, not exactly 1,800. The number 1,800 comes from an overstepping in rounding up your numbers, and the actual horsepower number is somewhere closer to 1,775, which is still absolutely impressive. And of course, when you're driving your Tourbillon, people aren't going to be asking, oh, how much horsepower do you have? They're going to be asking, wow, how? Why? And then when that one car nerd eventually does ask how much horsepower it has, you're going to say 1800. You're not going to say, oh, it has, excuse my glasses, it has 1774 horsepower because of the one combustion engine and the 3 electric motors. No, you're not going to say that. But the V16 is responsible for roughly 1000 horsepower, and the 3 electric motors are responsible for more torque controlling and more torque differentiating across the entire chassis, and also, of course, the remaining 800 horsepower. It is absolutely incredible what Bugatti have done with the Tourbillon. And let me just say, the outside I could look at for hours. It's like if you took the Veyron and then the Chiron, and then you kind of not really combined them, but you gave the Chiron like mogging lesson, so it started mewing. Oh, I just got her brain rot territory here, but it started it started doing that one black pill brain rot thing on TikTok where it sharpened its jawline, and then it turned to the Chiron, and then it's like if you gave the Chiron a mallet and like a pike, and it started like breaking its jaw, like chink 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 chink, and then it just boom, instant jawline, instant positive canthal tilt, whatever the kids are calling it these days. I'm gonna put up 3 images of the Bugatti lineup here. Actually, no, 4, because there's 4 Bugattis. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. It's gonna look kind of weird. Well, you'll see. But I can say that Bugatti has evolved beautifully. This car is a work of art among all other work of arts that Bugatti has ever made, and I don't think it's my personal favorite because the Chiron will always have a spot in my heart, because I think the Chiron is still the best Bugatti, right? The W16, there's no going wrong with that, and it's just a beautiful car. They're all beautiful cars. So now the big question is, we all know this beats any Pagani, right? We all know even the Huayra R. It might not be as loud as the Huayra R, because the Pagani Huayra R is known for being banned on most racetracks because of how loud it is. It is over 50 decibels loud when you're around 20 meters away from the exhaust, which is nuts. That's like going deaf. That's how loud it is. But can the Bugatti Tourbillon beat the Koenigsegg Jesko? Only the Koenigsegg Jesko. I don't know if it can beat the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, but can it beat the Koenigsegg Jesko? Well, let's find out. So when you're comparing 2 cars of this scale, the first 2 things actually you have to look up are the weight distribution and the engine. And the engine includes 2 parts, the engine itself and the engine output. Now, the weight distribution on the Koenigsegg Jesko, I think, it has the Bugatti beat, right? Because if you see the Koenigsegg Jesko, it has more of a track themed look, and it looks, in my opinion, way more aggressive than the Bugatti Tourbillon, and it just has, I think, more aerodynamics, and of course it has that active aero wing in the back. And the Bugatti it looks absolutely stunning. Don't even get me started on the interior. I'll talk about the interior in a minute, but the Bugatti it looks amazing. It looks also like a track car, but I don't think it looks as aggressive as the Koenigsegg Jesko, so that has it beat. However, and this is a big however, the Bugatti Tourbillon is primarily known for its 3 electric motors and its V16 engine. However, the Koenigsegg Jesko has a measly twin turbocharged V8. And I say measly because the Jesko makes 1600 horsepower and the Tourbillon makes 1800 horsepower. And all the TikTok kids that watch my videos were just like, oh, the Bugatti's faster, but can it beat a single turbo 2JZ Mark IV Supra? Can it? All right, shut up. Just because a car has a bigger horsepower number doesn't mean it can beat the car it's being compared to. All right, let's just get that out of the way right now. Usually what I like to do is when I'm comparing the speed of 2 cars, I like to look at the 0 to 60 miles per hour speed. And I just looked it up. I was wrong. The Bugatti Tourbillon reaches a speed of 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, or kilometers per hour, or 0 to 60 miles per hour, or 0 to 62 to be exact, in 2 seconds. The Koenigsegg Jesko does this in 2.5 seconds. I was wrong. My glorious Koenigsegg Jesko, my favorite car of all time, just got dethroned by a mere Bugatti. That is disappointing. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on to the interior, because the Bugatti Tourbillon was inspired by something you might not expect. And Bugatti enthusiasts might already know this. Oh, they definitely already know this, because the Bugatti Tourbillon has already existed. And this car has existed in the form of a watch, specifically called the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon. Now, this watch is an absolute work of art, and it is from the Jacob & Co. collaboration with Bugatti. And essentially, it's like when Call of Duty, you know how Black Ops 6, they put a bunch of the truth lies, a bunch of this marketing stuff, and all the graffiti and all the trailers, and the thing on Mount Mount Rushmore, they did all that stuff. This was essentially what it kind of felt like, in my opinion, because I saw the Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon. Again, you have to say it with the accent to get the full effect of its name because it has that much aura. I saw this watch and I was like, damn, that looks like an engine. Because if you notice, if you look at the watch face, it is an engine essentially. And I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Whenever I look at the watch, I don't exactly know what I'm looking at, but I knew it resembled an engine. And I don't know if it exactly resembled a V16, but I knew that this had to be in relation to the next lineup in Bugatti. And boy, howdy was I right. The Bugatti Tourbillon is absolutely nuts. With that being said, if any of my viewers watching this right now, if you have enough money to buy a Bugatti Tourbillon, first of all, I don't know why you're watching my video. You should be watching like Andrew Tate or someone like that. I don't know, but buy it and send me a picture because I will be more than happy. And then also send me like a video of you cold starting it or something. I don't know, but regardless, I'm gonna wrap this up here. This was just a little rant about me geeking out over a new hypercar that I probably won't ever see in real life. But hey, you know, I'm open for anything at this point. So for now, stay safe.